Hello and welcome to another yoga studio. I am Kat, if you haven't joined in with one of our videos before. And welcome to everybody and thank you for joining us for our 3 ways to stretch your hip flexors. So our hip flexors sit, just in case you don't know, I don't want to assume anything, they sit, or they're here on our each side on our thigh bone, our femur, and they come up through our pelvis, so that's the round bowl like bony structure we have in our hips, and they come in towards the spine. So one end of your hip flexors sit on the femur and the other end comes up and sits on the spine. So it crosses all the way through from the front of the body to the back of the body. So when they tighten up through sitting lots, maybe you run or you cycle a lot, so they're used and they're tightened up through that. What can happen, and now this is very exaggerated, if you think they're coming from here to there, as they tighten, the spine pulls in towards the front of the thigh. The front of the thigh wants to come in towards the back of the spine, and then obviously we can't walk around like this. We want to stand up, so then we end up with kind of trying to straighten out a tight bit here. Our pelvis is being pulled and we arch in our back, and that's why not always, but tight hip flexors can cause problems for our back and our hips. So quite often you know, if you're going to see some sort of therapist to help with back issues, they might check those out, tell you they're tight, and do some stretching for your hip flexors. And this is why we're looking at doing some stretching for them today. So the reason why we've got 3 options is to help you find the best way to get into the hip flexor that you're needing or wanting to stretch. Or you might find that perhaps one side needs a little different approach to the other. So our first one is going to be lying on the floor. For them, you might want something you can use as a strap, so belt, scarf, towel, anything that you've got to hand. And if we're laying on the floor, sometimes it can also be nice to have a cushion to pop under your head. So we're going to roll around. Excuse me. Okay. So we are going to take the right knee up towards you. Now, if possible, we want to keep the left leg straight across the floor. And if you find it hard to hold on to the back of the right thigh, this is where our little strap comes in. So we can pop that around the back of the leg and we can support the leg there. Okay. So we're going to hold around the back of the thigh. You can also hold over the shin, that's okay. And as you breathe out, pull the knee in towards your chest. And let the leg move away. So breathe out, pull it down. So we're going to go for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So take the right leg down, swap sides, come to the left. So same thing. Breathe out, hug the left leg in. So use your use your strap or whatever here if you need it to support the leg. And we're going to breathe out, pull the left knee in. So we're trying to push the lower back into the floor again. So this is number 4 coming up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Okay, so that's one option. If that felt like it gave you a great stretch, we're going to take another round doing that. If you want to try our next alternative, we're going to come to a kneeling position. So again, if your knee finds it a little bit uncomfortable, you could take a very small towel, fold it up, have a cushion in underneath the knee. I've got a nice mat and some carpet underneath, so my knees have got a nice bit of cushioning anyway. So we're coming onto the knees. If you feel a bit wobbly, use a chair, wall, table, anything like that to give you hold on to give you a little bit of support. And we're going to step the left foot forwards. So we've got the right knee underneath the hip. Now this might already give you a stretch, but we're going to do this, we're going to move then. So breathe out, push the hips forwards. And it might not be very far. And back. So that might give you a little bend. And then again, breathe out, push the hips forwards. So you can almost use your hands to push the fleshy bit of your bum forwards. So this time, instead of trying to push the lower back into the floor, it's almost like we're creating a little arch here. So we're on number 6 already. And number 10. Swap sides. And do it all over again. So we've got foot down to give us support, knee underneath the hip. Again, hold on to something if you need it. And then we're just taking those little rocks forwards and backwards. Oh, gosh, number 7. I haven't been counting out loud. We're on 7 already. So we've got 8, 9, and then number 10. Fab. Okay, so that's our second option. Now we move on to our third option. Okay, so as you can see, I now have a lovely bed as my prop. So you can use any surface that's lifted that you can lie down on, and you need to have a little bit of space to let the legs hang over the edge. Maybe that strap again to pull your knee in towards the chest. Now by all means, a cushion for your head. So we are going to sit right at the edge of the bed, roll back, bringing the right knee up towards you, head around, supported with a cushion if you want. Use again your strap to help pull the knee in towards you if you want it. And then we're going to do pretty much the same thing as we did when we were laying down flat. So this leg is the one we're stretching, the left one, the one that's on the floor, and it needs to feel like it is being pulled down towards the mat. So we're going to breathe out, pull the right knee in, and let go. So breathe out, pull it in. So as we pull in, we're pushing the lower back into the floor again, and that's when we get the stretch through the front of the left leg. We're on 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Swap sides and repeat on the other side. So again, make sure you've got your strap if you want it. And we're going to go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, last 2, 9, and 10. All right, good. So we can roll ourselves up to sitting. So we are going to hold one of those stretches then to either side. So choose which one you felt gave you the best stretch. Come back to that position. So it could be laying on the floor, it could be kneeling in that lunge position. I'm going to stay on the bed as I have it here. And we're going to hold each stretch for 30 seconds. So again, if I'm trying to stretch out my left leg, I'm hugging my right knee in and I'm holding it there. Big breath out just to help let the tension go, help you find a bigger stretch. Okay, so swap sides. Bring the left knee in, or if you're kneeling, we'll swap round. So we've got the left knee underneath us, or whichever leg you've not done. And then we're going again for 30 seconds. So again, just think about taking some good slow breaths out if you can. And you may well find that one side does feel tighter than the other. Happens so often. You might be very much aware of that anyway, and that's why you're here to stretch, because you know that your right hip flexors are tighter than the left. So nearly there. Okay, and then ease yourself out of your stretch. So there we go. Oh, I'm losing the cover of my bed. That is 3 easy stretches for your hip flexors, which are the muscles here at the top of the legs. Maybe we should have said that right at the start. But you know that probably already if you're here stretching them out. So give them a go if you haven't and you were just watching. See which one suits, and you might find it changes over time. You might find that you need the one where you're laying on the floor, and then you come up to being on the one on the bed, or maybe the kneeling one feels great and you want to come straight into working with that one. So do what suits, try and move it and hold it. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, ask any questions below, and I will see you for another video another time soon. So hit the subscribe button now. Okay, bye.